I'm Jade Buhoy. Here are the latest stories. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. directed the Department of Information and Communications Technology or DICT as the lead agency for emergency for telecommunications cluster of the National Disaster Reduction and Management Council to deploy satellite internet technology in areas affected by Typhoon Egay. Following the President's directive, the ICT provided satellite internet technology to various areas of Region 1 through conducting a rapid damage assessment and needs analysis after the Typhoon Egay has took place. The ICT Secretary Ivan John Uy stated alongside that the agency is focused on boosting connectivity in far-flung areas to help Filipinos get back online and recover from the impacts of typhoon. The National Food Authority or NFA partnered with the Department of Agriculture or DA to combat the impacts of El Niño, which is still expected to continue until the first quarter of 2024. The DA Assistant Secretary for Operations Arnal de Mesa emphasized that utilizing a whole-of-the-government approach against El Niño is important to alleviate its detrimental impact in the country. Further, he stated that apart from partnership with NFA, they are also working with National Irrigation Administration to schedule the planting of rice. Department of Information and Communications Technology or DICT said that the agency is on track to reach the goal of having more than 105 million Filipinos register their subscriber identity module or SIM amid given possibility that some users may hold multiple SIM cards, seeing the legitimacy of SIM card registration might increase to 70%. The National Telecommunications Commission or NTC logged 114 million SIM cards were registered after the registration deadline was extended last July 25. Apart from this, it can be recalled that the DICT earlier reminded the public that many may experience permanent SIM deactivation, losing all connectivity in calls, data, and e-wallets. We are your voice for change. We will keep on bringing updates and the latest stories. I'm Jade Buhoy. Watch these stories on Newsforce. Here are today's headlines. More than 105 million targeted for SIM card registration. Marina vows to enforce regulation to address safety violations after Rizal motorboat tragedy. House panel approves bill allowing OFWs to cast votes online. Department of Agriculture says 20 pesos price of rice still feasible. Rallies urge Philippine government to defend Kalayaan Group of Island from Vietnam militarization in West Philippine Sea. Philippine volleyball team all set to V-League women meet. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce. I'm Jade Buhoy. Here are the latest stories. The Department of Agriculture or DA recorded a 2.9 billion damage to the agriculture sector due to tropical depression Egay that hit in the country this past week. This includes the farms of rice, corn, high-value crops, fisheries, and some other agricultural facilities. The affected regions are Calderiera Administrative Region, Ilocos Region, Cagayan Valley, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Western Visayas, Sac-Sargen, and Caraga. Meanwhile, DA prepared assistance for the farmers, which includes 100,000 sack of seeds, 500 million worth of quick response fund, and 200 million fund for survival and recovery loan program from the Agriculture Credit Policy Council. As for the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, 5.9 million pesos for fuel assistance for fishermen will be given to CAR Regions 1, 2, and 3, and 1.9 million fund for the repair and assistance of damaged motorized boats. The Department of National Defense or DND announced that the Philippine Army or PA will be now commanded by Lieutenant General Roy Galido, head of the Western Mindanao Command. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. appointed Galido to the position, taking General Romeo Browner Jr.'s place as head of the AFP. According to a statement from DND spokesperson Arsenio Andolong, Lieutenant General Galido has led a sterling military career, including his tour as commander of the 6th Infantry or Campilan Division and Western Mindanao Command of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. The Department of Transportation announces free rides on Manila Rail Transit or MRT-3 for visually impaired passengers that started on August 1 and will end at August 6, in line with the celebration of White Cane Safety Day. The OTR required passengers to present their Persons with Disability or PWD ID to security personnel upon the entry on the station to avail free rides. In her part, the OTR Assistant Secretary Georgette Aquino vowed to prioritize safe and comfortable commuting experience for the visually impaired passengers. We are your voice for change. We will keep on bringing updates and the latest stories. I'm Jade Buhoy. Watch these stories on Newsforce. Here are today's headlines. More than 105 million targeted for SIM card registration. Marina vows to enforce regulation to address safety violations after Rizal motorboat tragedy. House panel approves bill allowing OFWs to cast votes online. Department of Agriculture says 20 pesos price of rice still feasible. Rallies urge Philippine government to defend Kalayaan Group of Island from Vietnam militarization in West Philippine Sea. Philippine volleyball team all set to V-League women meet. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce. I'm Jade Buhoy. Here are the latest stories. The National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA reaffirmed the nation's commitment to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs amid the challenges posed by volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous or VUCA world. VUCA world is the constant situation of constant unpredictable change that has become a norm in a certain industry and areas of business world, in which, according to NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, COVID-19 pandemic exposed various inequalities in the Philippine economy and society, and weakness of the country's system that hinder ways to attain SDG. However, Balisacan assured that the government has taken several initiatives to hasten the development of the country. He also shared that there are 7 years left to boost their actions and mobilize resources through whole of the nation approach. Commuters expressed their sentiments with the fare hike implementation of the Light Rail Transit or LRT2, which goes in effect today. Princess Castro has the full report.
Along with the implementation of the Department of Transportation regarding the LRT2 fare hike today, commuters expressed their concerns over the increase of train fare. The Department of Transportation recently implemented the fare hike increase for the Light Rail Transit or LRT2 to improve the facilities and services of the train station. Most of the commuters are not aware of the fare adjustment yet sympathize with the hike increase.
Okay lang eh. Total lahat naman nagtataasan eh. Kasi bihira na ako sumakay dahil hindi naman ako naluluwas. Bihira.
Wala naman. Kasi kung kailangan naman, why not, di ba? Kasi ginagamit naman natin tong LRT Line 2, no? Mapapakinabangan din naman natin to.
On the other hand, others expressed dismay upon knowing.
Hindi po siya favorable sa mga students kasi nga po students sila and ayun po parang mas hindi po siya maganda na magtumaas yung price.
Ano po, katulad ko, sa ngayon, naghahanap pa ako ng trabaho, mahirap po.
The current boarding fee increased by 1.21 pesos per kilometer. For passengers who uses beep cards, the minimum fare of 12 pesos now costs 14 pesos, while for non-beep card users or the passenger who avails single journey ticket, the minimum fare remains at 15 pesos, while the maximum fare of 30 pesos will now be at 35 pesos.
There's no improvement on the LRT station, so I think they could maintain the same price for their transportation fare.
Overall, commuters have various thoughts regarding the hike, where others agree, some are neutral, and some are against due to its impact on their financial capacity. The increase of train fare for both LRT 1 and 2 was approved by DOTR last June. It can be recalled that the last fare hike was implemented in 2015. For Golden Nation Network, this is Princess Castro.
OPM singer-songwriter Juan Carlos Labajo recently revealed on social media that he would be releasing a new album. Over the last few months, Labajo had been quite active in producing new songs. It can be recalled that he launched the song Gabi with Sealed last month, as well as May Halaga Pa Ba Ako Sa'yo last June of this year. Following the announcement for his forthcoming album, it has drawn enthusiasm from his fans and followers. We are a voice for change. We will keep on bringing updates and the latest stories. I'm Jade Buhoy. Watch these stories on Newsforce. Here are today's headlines. More than 105 million targeted for SIM card registration. Marina vows to enforce regulation to address safety violations after Rizal motorboat tragedy. House panel approves bill allowing OFWs to cast votes online. Department of Agriculture says 20 pesos price of rice still feasible. Rallies urge Philippine government to defend Kalayaan Group of Island from Vietnam militarization in West Philippine Sea. Philippine volleyball team all set to V-League women meet. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce.